talk a little bit about sharpening. We're not going to do much on it because Mick Hambry has done a DVD that he sells nationally, and we've also got one at the club, haven't we, Martin?
Yep.
Where he did how much did he do on it on the DVD?
Well, did a full demonstration on.
Oh, was it?
On
I
sharpening,
don't remember.
yeah.
So there's a full demonstration that is available for hire or to buy, I think.
Yes.
From the club. I think it was 2012. Did you say?
Yes. Yeah.
Mick Hambry sharpening. It's
Yeah.
it's going to be worth a look. He's probably better than I am, so we won't waste any time. Anyway, much time with it. So anyway, wheels. We'll just do a little about wheels. There's various wheels available. You've got the grey wheel that normally comes with a grinder, which is great for rough grinding to get you near the angle that you want. But mainly these days, most folks use white wheels. 2 or 3 sizes of white wheels. Ah, okay. That's where you are. This is the inch white wheel, and this I think is that 1 1/4 or 1 1/2? 35 mil. Yeah, and also this is 60 grit, which is it's average. I think this one is. I think that's more coarse, that one, but it doesn't really matter. White wheels are the norm. You can get blue wheels, ceramic wheels, like this one, which is supposed to give you an even better finish. I think this is about 120, I think somewhere around there. This is an O'Donnell blue ceramic wheel. Fine, better than the white ones. We've got the CBM wheel, which is just adorable. It is wonderful. The edge you get on it is fantastic. You can tell the difference if you sharpen one tool on that one and then do another tool on that one and then use both of them. The difference is amazing, and you also get an absolutely wonderful profile. Whether you can see that profile on there. I do my gouges at 50 degrees. You do whatever is comfortable for you. Most people use 45, I use 50, I like 50. I also like the swept back wing as opposed to the traditional grind, which is what we talked about before, which is that one, which is straight across, again 50-degree angle. When I'm sharpening my tools, I use this pull-out system. And what I've done is I did various sizes of this, what would you call it? Not a pattern.
Jig.
A jig, yeah, a jig. So if I wanted 50 degrees, I put that in there and make sure those 2 points there are on the wheel, and then I tighten it. So that's that done.
Where do you get the jigs from? The designs of the jig?
Well, actually, to be honest, John made this jig,
right, yeah.
and it was. I think that the designs are on the internet. They're very simple to make. You can make them out of wood. You can make them wood ones.
Mm.
What you need to do is the setup. When you start in this, you need the measurement between the point of the tool and there to be exactly the same every time. So what I've done is I put a mark there. If I take that up to the mark and tighten it, every time I sharpen that tool, it is always the same distance. If I use that marker on there, let's put this another way. If that was a white wheel on there, I would need to use this every time because the white wheel wears down. So consequently, this angle changes. But you must remember that if you use this system. With a CBM wheel, the wheel never wears down. So all I need to do is put that on there, or leave that sticking out at the angle. It's always going to, whenever I walk away and come back to it, it is always going to be the same, providing I keep that angle, that distance the same.
What does the angle of on the rest of the bar set?
Say again. The bar.
This bar here is coming out at a set angle. What's
Yeah,
the
it
difference?
does.
What does the difference of moving that?
It's just literally, well, yeah, huge difference actually. This is set, I think, at about 45 degrees.
Mhm.
It's nearly immaterial, providing you've got that distance right, and you've got the angle that you want, if you want to use that, or you eye it up, which you can do. What happens with this? If I was to change the angle of this, if I was to lift it, so that would go further forward, this is going to come further down the wheel. So this angle needs to change as well. It's not just one. What I have found, which is really quite interesting, because I used to always mess about with angles, because I love doing that to try and get a good one. And you look at some of the turners who come to the club and you look at their angles and you're saying, mine's rounder than that. See, this is quite rounded that way, which is cool for when you're going along. It's great because this is the bevel and it's the bevel that rubs. If you look at that, where that is, it's round about 10 o'clock. It's just below 10 o'clock. If I was to change that to 11 o'clock and have it grind up there, that bevel, I can explain this, that bevel there, if you can see the angle of it now, it straightens up, so you wouldn't have this so much round. It would be coming up from here and it would be straight, for the simple reason you get nearer the top of the wheel. So if you want a straight side on it, move your cutting action to up there. There isn't really an advantage, you are better. It's just that I just discovered it and I thought, oh, that's good. But if you have it around about 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, not on centre or below, that's going to do it, it'll work a treat. When I do scrapers, I pull that out and I put that one in, which is actually a Sorby tool, but it's on a piece of wood so as it works there. I always do my scrapers upside down. I don't do them I don't do them traditional way, which is like that. I turn them like that, because what it does is it creates a bear along there. I admit the bear does not last for long. I admit that. But the only time you use these is for your finishing cuts, to get rid of the marks left by your gouge. So you're only going to do a couple of passes, and that can make all the difference to a superb finish and a finish that's okay. That's the difference. That's why I turn them upside down. Again, angle is not actually important on a scraper. You can actually have it 90 degrees. You can have it straight across, because when you use a scraper, it's either like that, but shouldn't be. It should be slightly dipped. The handle should always be raised. Not much, never ever like that. Because when it's at that angle, you're cutting right on that cutting edge there. Yeah, is that okay? See that? So that makes sense. It should always be at an angle. And I like to shear scrape with a scraper. So it goes at about 45 degrees, slightly tilted, and that way. So very rarely, you can use it actually dead on. I think we've seen Mr. Chapman, I can't remember his first name, he's been to the club, and he uses them straight on like that, and you swivel the handle, get a great finish, smashing. That is a little bit more dangerous for a novice, because if you were a little bit handy pushing it in, it can do that. So slightly raise the handle. Hire the DVD from the club, from Martin. of the Mick Hambry 2012 sharpening. You'll learn a lot more from him than you will from me.
Cool.
See you later.